The Volcano Lord and the Shadowpins. This is one part of the story of the Volcano Lord's struggle against the people of the tribes. If we were to start from the beginning, the storyteller might have to spend 17 days and 17 nights by the bonfire to finish, and by the end the children might have fallen into dreamland on account of the lengthy tale. No one would hear the best part of the ending. As such, let us skip some of the... let's just call them the parts less important to the listeners. Instead, let us speak of the Volcano Lord and the Shadowpin that hangs above the sulfurous veins. Our story unfolds in a time when great beasts withdrew from this land, and when the empty great volcano of Tolan was occupied by the Dark Volcano Lord. The great volcano was once the dwelling of great dragons, and on this matter little further need be said. But when they fled amidst the flames, their dwelling was seized by the devious Volcano Lord. No one now knows what said lord looked like, but the tribal elders who saw it all say that it was a black and purple giant with a salamander's form. In ancient times, some conflated salamanders with dragons, but nowadays everyone knows that a salamander is just that. Anyway, the Volcano Lord dominated the lands of Natlan, committing countless vile acts. It bathed in the springs of the Middle Sea, caused the people of the springs to be filled with smog, and it blew a wind filled with sparks to the scions of the canopy. At its worst, it even swallowed the entire collective of plenty. That would have been trouble indeed, had the Tantankasaurs and the tribal warriors not breached its stomach while it slept and escaped. All in all, this being did every wicked thing you could imagine, causing untold suffering to the tribes. And on this particular day, it lay within the volcano, gazing at its dark form, and a new, wicked thought came to it.
It's just so dark down here under the volcano, even darker than a moonless night. I can't even see my own body. I've heard that the valleys of the Children of Echoes to the east are home to countless gems. If I could swallow all of those shiny stones, then my stomach shall shine brightly like the starry night sky, even in the darkest of places.
So saying, it turned about, having decided to do just that. But the Volcano Lord was far too large, and it missed his notice that a little flying squirrel had heard his words. The little flying squirrel hurried to tell the story to a flying phlogiston aphid. The aphid flew on high and told all it knew to a grazing long-necked rhino, who then told a Tepliosaurus, with whom it had been best friends. This Tepliosaurus, in turn, was none other than the saurian companion of the Children of Echo's elder, Traore. And thus did Elder Traore hear of the Volcano Lord's plot to seize the gems from his companion. This was terrible timing for the children. Their strongest warrior, their chief Sundaja, and his companions had followed the hero Tonoch to the island in the far west to halt the giant dark beast, and could not do battle against the Volcano Lord. And so, Traore and the warriors guarding the tribe sought aid from the tribe's Wayab, for all within the tribe knew that the Wayab symbolized all wisdom and the greatest of souls. Under the Wayab's guidance, Traore came up with a way to resist the Volcano Lord, so he and the soldiers made ready, sure to inflict a crushing defeat on him. The Volcano Lord caused the volcano to belch thick smoke, hiding himself within the smog. It was with such fanfare that he drew near to the Valley of the Children of Echoes. When he reached the sulfurous veins, he saw a tiny tribesperson standing there, as if long having awaited his arrival. This was Traore. Traore said, "O Lord, O Volcano, long have we heard of your departure. Long have we believed that your majestic form should by right be adorned with our finest gemstone. For this, we have specially built a stone chamber and placed all of our gems within." Now the Volcano Lord thought,
how did these puny people know that he had come to take their gems?
Nonetheless, he was a mighty overlord. What need had he to concern himself with such matters? Thus did he gladly follow Traore to the stone chamber, only to pause in confusion once he laid eyes upon the chamber. For the gate to the chamber was only human-sized, far too small for a giant black salamander.
Is this the chamber?
The Volcano Lord expelled hot air in displeasure.
How am I to enter it?
Alas, Lord, but our hasty preparation is to blame, for we are but puny humans unable to construct great palaces to contain your magnificent form. But you may still reach your hand into it. The treasures are there for the taking, Traore said.
But I cannot see what is within, you sly little human. Looking to play tricks on your overlord, are you? Think you that I do not see how must have hidden a mechanism within that shall do hurt to my arm?
Please do not worry, Lord, Traore said. See, I shall enter the stone chamber first, and then you can stretch your hand in after me. Should there be a trap to hurt you, will it not slay me first? Our tribe fears death and loves life almost as much as we love our gems. We'd never make such a sacrifice.
True that,
The Volcano Lord thought.
these puny tribespeople always prize their lives, did they not? Why else would they have prepared a tribute of gems even before he had arrived?
And thus did Traore enter the stone chamber, golden whistle in hand, and the Volcano Lord extended his arm after him. And lo, there were indeed piles of gems inside. Traore poured jewels and ores into the Volcano Lord's hand, and the fist of the Lord balled around the stones grew larger and larger until it was larger even than the chamber gate. It was at that moment Traore blew his golden whistle. The tribal warriors lying in ambush by the stone chamber prayed that their Wyob could unveil its power there and then. And the Wyob, borrowing 4 sewing pins, 3 short and 1 long from the tribespeople, blew them towards the Volcano Lord. The 4 pins absorbed the power of both the tribespeople's flesh and blood and the Wyob, and so they grew as they flew, turning into 4 titanic phlogiston nails. Only then did the Overlord realize he had fallen into a trap, and cursed in his heart the cunning tribespeople. But his hand so filled with gems could no longer be opened. There was no retracting it from the stone chamber. 1 pin, 2 pins, 3 pins. The 3 smaller stone pillars pinned its jet black arm to the sulfurous veins. But before the last and largest stone pillar could fall, the Volcano Lord, gritting its teeth, severed its own arm and fled. That black arm was left pinned to the ground like a shadow, which is why the long crystalline pillars of the sulfurate veins are known as shadow pins. As for the longest, largest shadow pin, it did not completely fall to the earth, and for the Volcano Lord had already fled before them. However, so long as that shadow pin remains suspended over the sulfurous veins, never again shall the Volcano Lord dare draw near the Children of Echoes. And this is the story of said Lord and the shadow pins. As for Traore, who boldly used himself as bait, how did he escape the chamber, blocked as it now by the Volcano Lord's arm? Why, he must have mastered some marvelous skill, of course. After all, there are many more legends concerning him that take place after this one.